Hello, world. I attended the Community Foundation annual meeting today, and it was very interesting on a lot of different fronts. But my a large portion of my nonprofit, I mean, a large portion of my career was spent in the nonprofit sector, and the discussion today centered on the different phases that nonprofits are experiencing right now, in today's economy. And, you know, I don't think it's a hidden secret that this current administration has made it a lot harder on the philanthropic sector. And organizations, nonprofit organizations in particular, I would say all businesses, but I'm specifically talking about the nonprofit sector right now. They're forced to reevaluate what they're doing. A nonprofit organization has a mission that they are aiming toward. Most business owners have a mission, but nonprofits are specifically, working toward a mission. And they, there was a panel with three different organizations. One was, you know, um, maintaining where they were. Another was experiencing, growth. And another one was actually deciding to sunset the organization. And it was very interesting to have those three dynamics at play. And, with the current economic situation, a lot of organizations, I said, they're having to reevaluate what they're doing. Some organizations are merging to create efficiencies. Like if there are two organizations that are doing similar work, they'll merge, or collaborate and create efficiencies there. Other organizations are just, you know, diversifying their funding. Actually, a lot of nonprofits that I see are very grant dependent, and you have to really look at what you're doing. And then you have some organizations that are just able to maintain because there are organizations that have planned for these scenarios, right? So that if it's going well now, there's a chance that that might not ever be. So they build reserves and they're able to sustain. Um, and so, that was the discussion today. And I, I see it more in the nonprofit sector. And somebody years ago, I heard them saying, and it made so much sense because, I didn't think about it like this, but um, nonprofit executives, a lot their goal should be to work themselves out of a job. Because if you have a mission and you know, let's say your mission is to end homelessness, and you end the homelessness for the population that you're aiming toward, well, you've worked yourself out of a job, right? Or you can pivot and you can expand and but the goal, she said, is to work yourself out of a job. I thought that was, it's not always realized, but I thought that was very profound. But in anything, how do you? I've made a lot of pivots in my business when I could see what was happening, with what I was currently doing. So, you know, that was just a thought for today. How I know a lot of you are support some type of charitable, endeavor, right? And whatever organization you support has a mission. And how does that organization, do you ensure that that organization fulfills its mission? Are you monitoring that? Do you even care? Um, and that was just something to think about today. So I will see you tomorrow.